Let's talk about GCHQ. That's our security headquarters, where they deal with all the state secrets and communications. Massive place. And they're looking for new employees in their IT department. The advert says that only people from an ethnic minority background or women can apply for these jobs in the IT department. So if you're a white male, don't even bother. This strikes me as slightly unfair, to say the least. Surely any organisation, be it private or public, is looking for the best possible employees. These are not jobs that especially suit women or people from minority backgrounds. These are jobs that could suit anyone, I would say. Surely this is wrong. Let's talk to Calvin Robinson, social commentator. Good evening, Calvin.
Good evening, Kevin. More discrimination, eh?
Yeah, what do you think about this? I mean, they have put in the caveat that that they will invite applications from everyone later after they've sifted through the applications from ethnic minority people and women. But that doesn't seem to be very fair if, say, some white middle-aged bloke, and I'm really, really good at IT and I fancy a job at GCHQ, why can't I be in the running?
Exactly, because it's discrimination. That's what it is. It's anti-white racism again, or as I'm going to stop calling it that, it's just racism. But more than that, it's sexism as well. We keep hearing, that ethnic minorities are oppressed. I don't feel oppressed. I tell you what, though, I'm glad I'm not a white male tonight, because they seem to be more oppressed than anyone else right now.
I tell you, it's no fun, mate. I tell you, we're having a very, very hard time at the moment. But I mean, on a serious basis, first of all, why would you, as an organisation, GCHQ or a private company, why would you say, I know what we've got to do, we've got to pack this organisation with ethnic minority people and women. Would you not, if you were running these places, think, I want to pack this place with the best people for the jobs?
Exactly. You want meritocracy, surely. You want the people with the skills and the talents to do the job well, to do the job best. But this is the natural divisive results of identity politics. This is what you get when you divide everyone down to their immutable characteristics. The left, they're divide and conquer. It's infatuated every aspect of our society at the moment. GCHQ said it's not an ad, it's a registration of interest. Well, what is that if that's not a job ad? And I think where this comes from, Kevin, is the Equalities Act. It's this idea that protected characteristics, race, gender, sexuality, should be protected against discrimination. But for some reason, people misinterpret that act to enable positive discrimination, to have a positive action. And that's where the wording comes wrong. I think, it's inappropriate, it's unacceptable, but people are reading the Equalities Act to read positive action as positive discrimination. Therefore, I think either it needs changing or repealing, because it should be protecting people, not discriminating against them. And I get that, this is always well-intentioned, but it doesn't promote equality, does it?
Yeah, it's actually against the law, and I'm going to quote here, to treat someone less favourably than someone else because of a personal characteristic such as religion, sex, gender, reassignment or age. A government website states that. So that is the law. Now, GCHQ, I think, in pointing out that this is only for their initial recruitment drive and that later on they will put these jobs out to everyone, I think they just about stay within the law. But it is not obeying the spirit of the law, is it?
It's dodgy, isn't it? Saying that you're going to advertise to certain demographics before opening it up to everyone else. Why? To what end? Are they saying that Black people and women can't, apply at the same time as everyone else for some kind of reason? What reason are they implying there? I think it's patronizing. I think I personally, as a person of ethnic minority status, would not want to get a job because of the color of my skin. I would want to get a job because I'm blooming good at what I do. And I think most other people would feel the same. So I think they need to stop this pandering to the woke mob, stop addressing identity politics in this way, and look at the core meritocracy that this country was founded on. The equality of opportunities, not equality of outcome. There's a massive difference there, and that's what I'd like to see.
Philip Davis is the MP for Shipley in West Yorkshire. He branded the agency that runs GCHQ because of this. He branded them morons. I wouldn't go that far. I think their intentions are probably decent, but they're going too far down this path because by their rules that they've come up with, I could, at my company, I could advertise for and just say only white males need apply, and then say later on I'll let everybody apply.
Well, you wouldn't quite get away with that because that would be against the Equality Act. This is the problem with it, that it's so fluid and interpreted in so many different ways, but it's supposed to protect people that are of ethnic minorities. But but you're not an ethnic minority, therefore you wouldn't be able to say that.
Yeah, I know. I'm being deliberately provocative, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, it does seem strange that a government agency should be able to place an advert like this. And don't you think, as I say, companies surely, and indeed public organisations, surely by law they should be made, if the job is not specifically suited to women or ethnic minorities, I can't think of any jobs that particularly are, surely they should not be able to place these kind of adverts, or what do they call it? A recruitment register.
A registration of interest.
Yeah,
I'm with you 100%. I don't think they should be able to do this. But again, it's down to the problem that they want to protect people with these characteristics. And what we're supposed to do is not discriminate against them. That doesn't mean we're supposed to discriminate in favor of people of any characteristic. That is the fundamental problem with this legislation that I think needs repealing, because otherwise we're going to see this across the board. More and more companies are going to say, well, we need to look like we're approaching and appealing to ethnic minorities and women too. And actually, we need more homosexuals and we need more trans people in our company. So let's have job applications just for them. And it's like, no, what we need is equal opportunities across the board. If you are a good IT programmer or a hacker or whatever GCHQ are looking for, you should have the freedom to apply at the same time as everyone else and get treated exactly the same time as everyone else. And I think the way to do that is blind CVs and getting rid of all these diversity forms that we fill in when we're applying for a job. Get rid of, no one needs to know your race or your sex or your or your sexual preference, any of that. All they need to know is, are you any good at the job and what are your qualifications? What's your experience?
What did you think?
It's quite simple, really.
What did you think of the BBC's recent initiative where they're going to give a form to every member of staff? They've got to fill it in, and among the things they've got to be asked is, what their ethnic origin is. Are they BAME, in other words? And also they have to say whether or not they're out as a gay person. Why is an organisation like the BBC, and I don't think it's only going on here, it's part of their £100 million diversity drive. What right do employers have to force these kind of forms on people that require them to reveal personal information that's actually got nothing to do with the jobs they do?
Absolutely no right whatsoever. And that's the problem, isn't it? Like you said, it's got nothing to do with their job or how well they are, how good they are at their job. And we need to get back to the basics of, look, if you're applying for an IT job, what are your IT skills? What are your IT qualifications? That simple. I don't need to know your race. I don't need to know who your partner is or where you're from or where your parents are from. None of that matters. And it's pandering to the identity politics of the woke mob, this idea that everyone needs to be treated in a special way because everyone is special. No, we're not. We are all different but all equal, and that's how we should be treated.
Yeah, I thought it was extraordinary that the BBC was sort of requiring people to come out insofar as it's like...
It's outrageous.
Yeah, I mean, that's their business. I mean, I would encourage all gay people to come out. I think it's a good thing. They've got nothing to not be out.
I've never understood that, Kevin. Please explain this. I've never understood this concept of coming out. So why is it anyone else's business who you're sleeping with?
No, not at all. But I'm just saying that I don't see there's anything to hide. So why would you not come out? No. There's no need to be in the closet as far as I'm concerned. But that's a personal decision for people. Absolutely. If they don't want to come out, if they want to stay in the closet, then that is their business and none of mine, and certainly none of the BBC's.
Here. But this is the problem with the BBC. They're spending £100 million on diversity when they could be spending that money, funding the agreement that they agreed to allow over 75s to have free access, which they went back on their word. They're wasting money left, right, and centre. All the bloat over there, they're spending billions and millions of pounds on high profile celebrities, and then at the same time fleecing the elderly, fleecing the vulnerable. We've got more women in the magistrates' courts for not paying their TV license than for anything else. It's absolutely ridiculous that they're getting away with this at the same time as saying we're going to spend £100 million and ask you your identity, your personal immutable characteristics that have nothing to do with what you do at the BBC.
Yeah, racism at the BBC is frowned upon almost as much as the idea of a person of colour achieving a senior executive role there, I'll tell you. Calvin, always a pleasure. Let's talk again very soon. Calvin Robinson.